Good morning, church. Today we are celebrating all the wonderful acts of service you have accomplished through your eager participation in Give This Christmas Away. What a blessing it is to be a part of a church family that wants to serve others. At the start, I remember having to decide with Stephanie on how many angels we would choose to support this year for our Angel Tree outreach. With all of the COVID-19 fears and restrictions, we knew this could be a difficult year, and yet a year with the greatest of needs too. We encouraged one another in the fact that we serve a big God and agreed to take on a large number of angels. I am overjoyed to report that every angel was provided for and every GTCA project was well supported because of work of the Spirit in your hearts to be generous. Obviously, one of the challenges we faced was what to do in lieu of our Angel Tree party. In previous years, we've had a wonderful celebration in the gym, bringing in our Angel Tree families and really showing them love and hospitality for a few hours with great food and, of course, presents from our Santas for the kids. But with social distancing and other precautions, that was impossible for us this year. So just this week, our host families hit the road to deliver gifts to those families who couldn't join us in person to celebrate. One of those host families is Marty and Linda Solar, who have been faithful servants to this ministry for many, many years.
We've done Project Angel Tree for many years. It's been a very special ministry, and we've seen the blessing that it brings to the families that have someone incarcerated and to the person incarcerated with their families. It's been a real blessing. I always felt like we're all just one bad decision away from being in the same situation as these families. And they're hurting and they need help. And if we can bring just a little bit of joy to their lives during this hard time.
So really the blessing of not doing the dinner this year was we got a chance to actually meet and greet the families that we were actually buying gifts for, and we delivered them right to their houses.
Ho, 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 here we go!
So it was a more personalized experience in that regard, because at the dinner you don't really necessarily meet the people that you're getting the gifts for. And we learned a lot more about them and their families and how much more wide-ranging this hardship was for them.
The experience was very moving today. At one point it kind of brought me to tears. So one of the ladies that I spoke with ended up telling me that she had been homeless for a very long time. She has 4 children and her husband is incarcerated. And this was the first time they actually found shelter. They moved to a small apartment, but they had nothing. And yet she acknowledged that there are so many others that are far worse than she is. And just giving God the glory.
I mean, you got people that's in a worse situation, so a lot of times I just say be grateful for what you do have instead of complaining about what you don't have, and make sure you return the favor. Like when I get to where I need to be and somebody else need help them. It mean a lot. Like I said, people get placed in your life for a reason. I mean, it could be through people you know, and the people that's helping you haven't even never met. I mean, so like y'all see, I really didn't have nothing. So I mean, for you guys to come, and help us, that do mean a lot.
She said that the biggest need was a microwave. So we got arrangements to send them a microwave, but then I got on Facebook on Marketplace, and I started looking for all these items, and I found a set of dishes, a really nice set of dishes. And what happened is it was a little bit high, and I said, would you consider this price? It's for a family in need. Somebody saw that and said, I will make up the difference. So, and then someone else saw that post and said, I have a great set of silverware I'd like to donate. So we started getting all of this coming together. And then yesterday, I was looking for furnishings, and I found a beautiful couple of chairs and an ottoman and some other things. And I contacted that person and said, I'd be interested in purchasing that, but she said, it's not me, it's my friend. Here's her email address. I, in turn, sent an email to that woman saying, I'm interested in purchasing this for a family in need. She said, no need to purchase, I'm gonna donate it. I have other items as well. And by the way, is this Linda and Marty Solar Realtors? And I'm like, yes. And she introduced herself and said, I'm Maggie, and you're listing my house next week. So it was really amazing. What a small world. She had all kinds of things to donate. So it's just amazing to see how God works in so many ways.
To me, it really makes you realize the true meaning of Christmas, because you feel like, wow, you're giving something to somebody that really needs it, really appreciates it, and it gives you a chance to share the joy that Christ brings on his birthday.
It's an amazing way to serve the Lord. It makes us feel full of joy and blessed beyond belief that we can afford to do something like this. It's amazing, and we're excited for the families, and we finally get to put a face with a voice that we've been talking to on the phone. And the anticipation is really wonderful, but it doesn't hold a candle to the actual experience when we first meet these people and we see the joy on their face and know that in some small way God is using us to bring them a little bit of joy.
Let us join together and testify to the truth that our God is great and greatly to be praised. Among the 17 outreach projects, we had over 500 volunteer spots filled. These projects delivered hope and healing to our world and community by touching over 1,700 individuals. And all the seeds that you have sown will continue to grow in the knowledge and care of our Savior. There were many projects that requested donations, and you were incredibly big-hearted. You gave over 150 toys for Casey's Toy Drive. 70 tray favors were delivered to the senior residents at Brookdale in Dublin. More than 160 cards filled with hopeful messages of appreciation and remembrance were mailed to our veterans who bravely have served our country. Bridges International was able to personally deliver 50 care bags to students at OSU, giving them the opportunity to deepen their relationships with the purpose of sharing Christ's love. These students responded with overwhelming gratitude. You thoughtfully handpicked special items to stuff in your shoeboxes for Operation Christmas Child, and passionately gave financially to young women who have chosen to keep their babies in difficult circumstances. Piles of jeans and boots were collected for the young women who are helped out by Out of Darkness. You brought in over 200 crazy socks and 600 books to bless and encourage those that are incarcerated. I am thrilled to share that our 4 new projects were also abundantly supplied with items they requested. There were 25 personal care totes dropped off at the Center for Family Safety and Healing. And a small group of you gathered last Saturday to assemble nearly 100 school activity bags for the children living in suburban poverty that attend the Learning Extension Centers run by Sun Ministries. Plus, you continue to support projects from past years, including our own backyard, a ministry providing hope, clothing, and a hot meal weekly to our homeless population in Columbus. Some of you braved the cold temperatures to ring the bell for the Salvation Army and collect much-needed donations. Another part of our Angel Tree ministry includes the baking of cookies to bring a smile to the families receiving our support and packages. A number of you helped out at the Mid-Ohio Food Bank, collecting and stacking food donations while helping fill the shopping carts of those in need. And praying for each project was our prayer ministry, faithfully bringing specific requests before the Lord. Whether you volunteered to serve on a project or brought in donations, I pray you will feel blessed in your giving as we enter this season of reflection on the greatest gift of all, Emmanuel, God with us. Thank you for your example of love and for the opportunity to join you in providing hope and healing to our world and community through our Give This Christmas Away.